welcome back to My Time to Fly. We're back in the Mooney finally. The airplane's been down for a little over a month, or right about a month at annual. Most of that delay was because of me. You know, it's hard sometimes to find the time to go pick the airplane up, especially when it's not at our home field. So I did have an amazing opportunity this morning for one of our gentlemen who's a staple at our airport, Herb Harney, to run me over to Hastings, which is just on the other side of Grand Rapids, in his Skymaster, which was fantastic. So there'll be a little bit of video involved just showing the Skymaster off a little bit. We didn't do anything in depth, but what an amazing airplane and what a great ride over. So it took about 20 minutes to get over here from Grand Rapids. Got the airplane out of the hangar, got it started up. We're just letting everything kind of warm up really nicely right now. You know, I said this is like the most dangerous flight of the year for me, and I really believe that true. You know, I kind of subscribe to the model, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And, you know, when we brought it to annual, it wasn't really broke. You know, but of course, they're going to go through the plane and take things apart and put things back together, and that adds a little bit of risk into the situation. So we'll do a really thorough run-up. We'll check everything really close, and of course when we get back to Sparta, we'll have a really good look over the airplane after it's flown. It has nothing to do with trust in my mechanic. It's all about this idea of trust but verify, right? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to trust but verify. But for now, I'm going to taxi down to the end of runway 30 here at Hastings and get ready to get this airplane back in the sky. Alright, so I'm going to kick back over here to my iPad. I run FlyQ. I've mentioned that before probably. So I have all my checklists in FlyQ. So we're going to do a run-up checklist. And again, we're going to be real thorough. A lot of times I'll do my run-up and I'll go back and verify it on the checklist. But today I think it's worth just like, you know, going through it step by step. So we'll check the controls. Left aileron up. Right aileron up. I'll even take a peek back here at the vertical stab. Everything looks good. Fuel quantity, I visually looked at my fuel quantity. We're equal on both sides. They hold 24 aside. We've probably got 20 aside. We got lots of fuel for the flight today. Fuel selector on fullest tank. We're on the left tank. We're gonna stay on the left tank. We'll do a run up on the left tank. We're gonna do everything on the left tank. When I'm up in the air, I'll flip it over to the right tank once I have some altitude, just in case something goes not right. Fuel pressure, we're looking at flow, 2.8 gallons an hour, sitting here leaned out at idle. Altimeter is 800 feet, or set it, it's 800 feet field elevation here. Check vacuum, we're just at the bottom of the green, which is what I would expect at idle. Says check electrical load. I got to get some RPMs in it to check my electrical load, because we still run a generator instead of an alternator. So once I get up somewhere around 1500, 1600 RPMs, we'll see that amp gauge come alive. But it has not yet. And our volt gauge is a little bit low. Interesting. I cannot confirm that I'm making power right now. Alright, so a little bit of an issue. This is why we do a very detailed check. Take a picture of this and pop it up on the screen. At 2,000 RPMs, we definitely should be making some juice. Brakes work, that's good. There's 2,000 RPMs. If you look right here at this amp gauge, we should be making power, and we're not. So I think I'm gonna scratch this one, and while we're here, take it on back. I'll catch up with you when we find out what's going on. All right, so we're back in the Mooney again. Round 2. We found one wire out of a pin, or one wire out of a circuit breaker that was replaced during annual that was stopping the generator from making power. So they dug right into it, fixed it, and instantly started making power. So we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to go through our run-up. Hopefully we can get a little bit further. So we're going to check vacuum. Again, we're in the green at a lower RPM, which I would expect. Electrical load, it's coming up. We're at 1600 RPM, so that's good there. Cylinder head temperatures are in the green, bottom of the green. Gear indicator light, that's working. Cowl flaps are open. Pretty normal takeoff. Really check our engine instruments on roll. We're gonna just be real nice and careful. I even keep my feet on the brakes a little bit. Get her working. Make sure everything looks good. Check our fuel flow. Oil pressure's good, oil temperature's good, cylinder temperature's good. We're gonna go. Pretty cool day and just me in it. There's 60, 65, 70. There's 110. Temp's good, pressure's good, everything's looking good, making great power. Well, they certainly didn't mess anything up at annual. Not that I would expect them to, but as you can see, well, let me flip my phone around here. As you can see, we're back to hands-off flying. This airplane just does a phenomenal job flying hands-off. It's so tight, so smooth. When you're in smooth air, you really just hang out. You just let the thing fly itself. There's no autopilot, well, there is one, but it doesn't work. We need to get that pulled out of here at some point. But, you know, the airplane really just does its thing. I use my feet to make small corrections. It allows me to keep my eyes outside more, not being so focused on an iPad or focused on my heading or whatever. We just use our track and desired track on the GPS there. I'll get some shots of that. I can't do it the way I'm doing it right now, but it's just smooth as silk. So if you're interested in owning an airplane and you're considering a Mooney, oh man, I don't think you'll go wrong. It's hard to find a better traveling machine. I'm pulled way back on power right now, but we're doing 115 knots, just pulled back, cruising along. So, pretty awesome. All right, so like I talked about, we're gonna do a little fuel change now. We'll just, of course, we wanna make sure that this thing runs good on both tanks. So we're on the left main right now. We'll flip our fuel pump on. Watching our fuel flow, just hang right around 9 gallons an hour, 10 gallons an hour. We'll reach down here and flip her around to the right tank. Leaving our fuel pump on, make sure we maintain, which we are, 9 gallons, 9.7. We'll turn our fuel pump off. We'll see a little dip down to 8 gallons an hour, 8.7. And then it bounces right back. Shut that fuel pump off, get on the engine-driven fuel pump. So. Actually can save a little bit more fuel. We're at 3,500 feet right now. There's no reason we can't lean a little bit more than I already was. We use our exhaust gas temperature gauge to lean the airplane. And we're down into the 8s now, 8.6 gallons an hour. It's just as easy as that. So we'll monitor our fuel flows real well. Everything else looks really good. We're making good power. By that I mean amperage. The voltmeter's rebounded back to where I would expect it, all the way to the right of the gauge. The cylinder temps look good. Oil pressure looks good. Airplane is flying smooth. If you're thinking about getting into aviation, I really would encourage you to just go find a way to get involved. Go to your local airport, bum an airplane ride. All of us pilots out there, you know, if you catch us, of course, on a good day, the right day, we just want to find a mission to fly. Giving people the excitement and adventure of being in an airplane is one of the greatest joys we can ever have. So consider getting involved with something like Young Eagles, or we do adult Eagle flights. I know at the Sparta Airport, I need to get more involved with that, but just get involved. Go check it out. There's no harm. As with every hobby I've ever had in my life, racing or flying, it takes money, there's no doubt. The kind of joke is it takes enough money that you can't spend it on anything real bad for you, like drugs and alcohol. So it's a good opportunity to stay on the straight and narrow, I guess. Sparta traffic, Mooney 6708, uniforms 10 East, inbound for 25 Sparta. Sparta traffic, 2670 uniforms, downwind 25 Sparta. There's flap speed, 2.5 pumps in, shoot for 100 miles an hour.
4308 uniform is Greenville traffic, Cherokee 76 Whiskey is about 5 to the east, 3,500 straight into a Greenville.
Looking for 45 degrees from the runway. We also have a little landmark we use out here. There's a little pond.
Julie Victor, about 7 to the southwest, level 3000, plan left downwind 25.
Sparta traffic, Mooney 6708, uniforms base, 25 Sparta. And turn base, get our third pump in.
Traffic, Scout 728 Julia Bravo, 2,000 feet. 5 to the southeast, be overflying the field at 2,000 feet.
Sparta traffic, 90173 Hotel is going to hold short at 25 for landing traffic, Sparta.
Keep our speed up base to final. We'll lose our speed on final. We're just a touch low. Sparta traffic, Mooney 670 uniform. Starting final, 25. It'll be a full stop, Sparta. Doing 90. We're going to slow it down to 80 once we get on final here. Again, just a little low, so we'll hold it off a touch. There we go, back on glide slope. Blowing down nicely. There's 85. Gears down. We're going to land it. Hold it off.
Sparta traffic, 9173 Hotel is going to line up and wait. One runway 25 Sparta.
Sparta traffic, Mooney 6708 uniform. I'll make the taxiway. Thanks for waiting, man.
25.
And just like that, we made it back to Sparta. First landing was a little greaser. You know, maybe not perfect. I got a little bit too much back pressure as I was leveling out. You know, I just lost that feel a little bit. But in general, I'm stoked. That was a good one. Nice little flight. We fixed our problem. So we're going to go park this thing. Maybe actually get a little work done today. Thanks for being here on My Time to Fly. Make sure you subscribe if you love general aviation and want to see the real world of general aviation for us normal guys. Talk to you real soon.